Previously on Interno.
C isn't that bad as long as you learn incrementally and
BLOATCODA everywhere. The syntax is too terrible, memory management is dumb.
be gone.
Still better than pointers.
You think variables are just names? Wrong. They're memory slots that can betray you at any time. Alright, so these two are the same problem, right? Exact same problem. And you would think, just by looking at this, if you knew nothing about data types, they would equal the exact same thing. Integers will always round down when you give them a decimal. They cannot take decimals. They can only take whole numbers. Doubles, on the other hand, have a lot of memory, and so they can store huge amounts of data, which includes decimal points. Before we start, I just want to let you guys know we will not be using namespace standard, which is this. And you'll see this typically in most C++ series. And I'll go into why we won't be using it later on, but just for now, trust. And we'll go more into detail about these as well. So typically when I teach this, people usually best understand with an example. So let's start with int x equals 5. So right now, you see that our integer is 5, because we've initialized it with that data type, and we've set it equal to 5. Equal in our case, if you didn't know, is an equal sign. However, what do you think would happen if I said that x equals 10? Take a few moments and think it over. Okay, moment of truth. I'm assuming by now you at least have a guess of what it could be. Let's see. And if you guess 10, you are now swimming in 10 aura points. If you didn't get it, don't feel too bad. We're going to run through so many examples of these that you're going to 100% get it at the end. Okay, on to example 2. Cool. So for example 2, let's use a string. Since we kind of mentioned him last time, my boss Midnight, or as he refers to himself, my overlord, is being the primary thing that's printed and defined as a string. However, I decide, as I am a sneaky gremlin, that I want to change Ward to Interno versus Larry. What will print out? Interno versus Larry or Midnight? Take a few moments and think about it. Specifically, think back to example 1, and the answer might just become clear. Boom, Interno versus Larry. So if you're catching on, there's a bit of a pattern. Whatever is defined later on is what's going to be printed out. It's what happened with example 1, and it happened again with strings. So it applies across data types. Awesome. Now into a more complicated example with 2 variables. Take a few moments, friends, and think about this very carefully. Take out a piece of paper, a tablet, or even use your computer's calculator if you want to check. Remember, we are originally given that x and y are 5. What do you think it will be? Now we got x equals 8. If you had originally answered x equals 0, you would have been right, if and only if this didn't exist. This being at the end completely redefined the function as y plus 3 is x. We originally are given 5 plus 3, which is why I said carefully think about it, about what we're originally given. So 5 plus 3 is 8. And boom, it changes. Now you should start to notice a little bit of a pattern with the type of problems I'm giving you, because I'm trying to build intuition for these type of problems. Typically, in actual programming, when you're looking at a problem, things aren't going to trick you this much, but I'm trying to give you edge cases so your intuition is very solid for these type of problems. Alright, now I'm just going to turn these out, and I want you guys to just give an answer. You can speak it or you can answer. Alright, we're just going to be using doubles now. Ready? Let's go. So go ahead and pause it for a few seconds and work it out on your own. What do you think total is going to be? And we got 5. But how? This entire problem is a giant smokescreen. It's a lot less complicated than it looks. So if you were to take this entire calculation, you would get a very different answer. However, because I redefined it right here as the total equals b, which is 4, b which is 4, plus A, which we define as 1, is 5. Hence, we get 5. Now, this is the spooky, ominous prelude. John thinks he's Himothy, and he believes he knows the stock market better than professionals as a vibe coder. He builds an AI tool called Aura Master that predicts the market perfectly. Or so he thinks. Pause the video and think until you believe you have the answer. You can use any implement you need, whether that be pencil, paper, tablet, computer, whatever. Once you go ahead and finish, answer the quiz or unpause the video and we'll see if you got it right. You got this. I believe in you. One final addendum before we solve this. Keep in mind these are doubles. Ready to find out if you're Aura Master too? Let's see. This right here is just scientific notation. All this means is that it's exactly what we have here. When you multiply 5 times 1.1, you get 5.5, not 5 evenly, which you get here. So what's happening here? Doesn't it immediately copy and transfer the value? Well, not exactly. When we set Aura Master equal to Mystery Market, C++ copied that exact value of Mystery Market in that moment. It did not link them. Meaning that you could change Mystery Market, which what we did here, and it would completely change the value. But it wouldn't transfer over to Aura Master because it only takes a copy in that moment. And here's my proof. Boom. Aura Master is 5 to the 10 of whatever power. In this case, 15. Mystery Market, on the other hand, is 5.5 to the power of 15. This is specifically because now that we've set Mystery Market and Aura Master equal to different things, they now have different memory locations. And this memory location is going to be even more important and central in the next episode, arrays. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and remember, feed your local Interno.